Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
In a minute, Cantor's going to chant the beginning of this week's parashah, which talks about Jacob running out really into the wilderness and going to sleep in the midst of nowhere. And in that moment of sleep, which I imagine is not the most comfortable sleep he's ever had, as the text tells us, he puts a rock under his head. Think about that one for a minute. That's, I like a firm pillow, but, a rock is different. He dreams of a ladder going up to heaven, going up, and angels going up and down on the ladder. And there are so many wonderful interpretations. Actually, we have the ladder over there, right? The third window from the end is Jacob's ladder. Yeah? Oh, yeah. That's nice when it's in the windows. I like that. It's lovely. And so you can see in the window the angel going up. But I don't want to talk about the angels today. And I want to talk about the ladder. As you know, as I'm probably saying ad nauseum, I am in this fellowship studying spirituality, blah, blah, blah. And this fellowship is truly a gift in many, many, many ways. But one of the ways that it's a gift is that every week I have the requirement to study with my chavruta partner, with my study partner. We do it by FaceTime. She's a cantor closer to DC. And we study a text that the Institute for Jewish Spirituality gives us. And most of the texts are from the Hasidic tradition. So today, I want to talk about the way that one particular text that we studied this week talks about that ladder in a way that I've never thought about. What if this text poses, what if the ladder is not a ladder at all, but rather the ladder is each of us? What might it mean, and what insight might we gain into our own existence if we understand ourselves as ladders? On one end of our existence, perhaps even physically understand ourselves as planted on the earth, grounded. And on the other end, for some of us less high than others, reaching toward the heavens. What if we understood ourselves as entirely base, lowly, of the earth, humble, and continually reaching toward the heights, greatness, possibility, God, heaven? How might we understand our lives in the balance of those two things? Another Hasidic teaching says, in one pocket, we should always keep a piece of paper that says, I am nothing but dust and ashes. And in the other pocket, the entire world was created for my sake alone. And somewhere in the tension of I am dirt and I am the heights of greatness, I am nothing and I am everything, I have no movement, only solidity, and I am all striving and potential. Somewhere in the middle of those two things, we might find a life that feels purposeful and meaningful. In the midst, in between of humility and pride, we might find ourselves living a life that is aligned with our Creator. I don't know that that's what the Torah portion is saying. I don't know that that is the lesson that its author intended us to read. But I think in that duality, we can find ourselves and correct for whatever rung we find ourselves on today, in this moment. If we have been too hard on ourselves, maybe it's time to step up a rung or two and reach for our greatness. If we have been a little too impressed with ourselves of late, perhaps it is time to take a step down one or two rungs and come back toward that midpoint. In either direction, the latter teaches us that we are always potentially doing better than we were before in whatever direction we need to go. And perhaps we understand that within ourselves, we are the latter. Grounded, God willing, and also always reaching for better. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.